Hey everyone, it's Seth. We don't really have an intro or outro song yet, so I'm just gonna.
Baba Booey.
Okay. So what do we where do we start?
I don't know. What are we talking about?
Are you
I have no idea. I don't think we need a solid topic. We'll find one like when
Let's
we
talk
start.
about something no one would ever expect us to talk about. Let's talk about our feelings.
Yeah, no. I don't think we need like a solid topic. I think like if we just kind of start talking, we'll
Let's just tell some stories from middle school.
middle school. That's where you want to start.
Let's talk about how we
Well,
met. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where we
that
started.
actually makes a lot of sense. Because when we did the channel in 2018, our primary audience was people that knew us. So we never
Right.
did a "this is how we met" story.
True.
I mean, we like talked about it a lot, but
We did, and we'd say like, "Oh, we went to school together and stuff." But I mean, like, I think there's a lot of stories that didn't get told back then because I think we just assumed that the majority of the people that were subscribing to us just
they
knew.
knew us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. So,
Yeah, no, I think that's a fantastic idea.
So, Seth, when is the first time when you'll come in later, sir? But
I actually came in later, so no, y'all take the floor.
when did we
I'm
meet?
gonna eat my
we met
chicken.
5th grade here.
I moved here.
Yeah.
It's Tennessee. Right before fifth grade.
Right.
We had homeroom together for fifth grade, which was weird to me because I'd never had a homeroom before. And first thing I remember about you is I was being a little loser at the book fair. I was over looking at all the Percy Jackson books, I think.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, oh, a fellow weirdo. And then,
It was Percy
kinda
Jackson.
yeah, pretty sure.
Must have been.
Something like that.
In 5th grade, it probably would have had to be Percy Jackson. Either
Yeah,
that
it
or
was-
Harry Potter.
It was kind of all the rage.
Can I have a commentary here?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
So that seems kind of cringy in retrospect. Is like a big reason y'all met and kind of like became friends is that
Very cringy.
that you were at a book fair and you were looking at like the kind of Harry Potter slash Percy Jackson books, and y'all kind of shared that.
Mm-hmm.
Now Seth and I, and we'll get back to how you all met, and we'll continue from there, and then we'll get into middle school. But I'll go ahead and interject with Seth and I. The big reason was Adventure Time. He had an Adventure Time shirt. It was like I think a 3x3 grid of 9 faces that Finn made. I don't know if you remember this T-shirt, Seth, but I remember it clear as day.
I remember.
He has this shirt with like 9 facial expressions of Finn, and he sat behind me in homeroom. And I also hadn't ever had a homeroom before. I don't think they have homerooms in Florida. I think they put you in a schoolroom and they just yell knowledge at you. And then you hunt alligators to earn your title. But so I turned around and I was like, hey, I watched that show. And that was kind of my foot in the door to friendship, which also seems cringy, is that it's Adventure Time. My commentary and kind of my question was, what is a shared experience that can lead to a friendship that doesn't seem really, really cringy? It's like, oh, we met over this thing. And they were like, oh, you like that thing too? Awesome. And then we started being friends. What's not I feel like a good answer would be a band. Like maybe a good band.
Yeah. Like if it's, I mean, to an extent, I guess it really depends on what you're into, like the situation. But
I don't know if I could become great friends with someone just over a band. Like, oh,
You'd
you
think,
like,
but you and Jay started talking because of Percy Jackson.
yeah, but back then I was like super into it. I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world because I used to read a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't talk about bands that much. Definitely not as much as you do, Jim.
That's fair. I like music a lot.
yeah, I mean, well, that's true. But for like other people, like what, I guess every story just seems cringy because of how you develop as a person. And you remember when you were like 12 years old and everything made you hate yourself, and you're like you
I'm
would like
21
burp,
and
somebody would look at you and you'd be like, don't look at me.
Yeah. I'm 21 and everything I do makes me hate myself, but
Oh my god.
like it hasn't stopped. Like, that's something that you all had in elementary school. I had that with Seth in middle school, and then like it doesn't stop because I met my wife on TikTok.
Oh.
So, you know, it's weird, these things that form friendships, and how in retrospect, while you're really glad you have the friendship, the reason it started is always really, you wince at it. You physically wince at it. Yeah.
People are like, how did you two meet? And you're like,
Mimi and I just say online. We just say online.
Social media, online.
Online is so...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, what website?
Grindr.
Online.com. Farmers only.
Christian mingle.
So, at a book fair, y'all became friends.
Yeah. And so I really didn't know him, which at the time he didn't have long hair, which was the creepiest part looking back at it. He just had this short these little curls on top, and it was just, looking back at it, it's so weird.
And then I shaved it.
Yeah. Straight up buzz cut.
No idea why I did that.
And then we were both devastated that day on the playground, whenever decided to date instead of you.
Oh, did that happen?
That would.
Did that happen? Yeah, that happened.
Bleep out her last name. Actually, commented on our video.
Yeah.
Wait, when did she comment on our, like, which video?
She commented on the announcement
for
video,
the podcast.
and she said, subscribe to this in high school.
I didn't. All right.
Oh,
That's
it's
weird.
awesome.
There's a lot of people I haven't thought of, like, just they haven't existed in my mind since graduation.
Yeah.
I
And that's weird.
am like a sentimental person. Like, I think y'all would both agree that I'm like a very people person. There's someone that I have on Snapchat that we went to school with that only posts pictures. They almost never post videos. And okay. I've never really like thought about them at the forefront of my mind. Yeah, I'll see their story when I'm clicking through, but like I never think about who it is. I just think about like, oh, the nice pictures. They went hiking, cool. They posted like a video like last month, and I heard their voice for the first time in like 3 years, and I almost cried. Because dead ass, like it's, you go from talking to someone every single day to not even thinking about their existence for 3 years. And then all of a sudden, all of that comes back to you, and you were like, oh yeah, we were tight. Like, yeah, maybe we didn't hang out too much, but we did talk daily. I think throughout all of high school, I at least had one period with them a day.
Sure. And
then just to completely forget about their existence and not pay any mind to it for 3 years. And then, yeah, I heard their voice, and I was like, jeez. That was crazy. It was really wild to think about.
That leads me back to, like, do you remember the kids that would, like, just be in middle school with you, and then, like, one day they would, like, move away forever?
Yes.
And, like, you would, like, nobody...
like 3 years later, you're like, wait.
Nobody would say bye or anything in middle school. Like, we didn't even know.
Guys.
Yeah.
And they would leave.
That's pretty much what I did when I left Florida.
Don't tell me about somebody.
No, guys.
Do you remember our fourth friend?
Someone joins the Discord call.
No,
I was going to make the joke. Guys, where's... Oh, what's her name? She hung out with, like, in them.
Yeah, she's still around.
One day, after she had been gone for, like, 2 years, Seth just goes, guys, where's... It was fucking hilarious. But no, that perfectly proves your point. Is that, like, we hung around this person quite often, and one day they just up and left, and no one said shit about it.
Nobody said bye. Nobody said, hey, is she, like, out of school today? Or... Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just, like...
Has she been, like, homebound for the past 2 years?
I think that's insane.
There are, like, 3 groups of people. There are the people that stay in school the entire time. There are the people that one day disappear and never come back. And then there's this third one where it's like, I can't imagine having gone through high school jumping. There are these people that'll like, oh, I'm here, and then, oh, we'll move, and I live in Florida for a month, but, oh, we come back, but I go to a city school, and then it's like, oh, but no, I go to a county school again, and they're back.
and it's like
I remember.
yeah, for some reason they're like ghost people. Like I see like a silhouette and like a blurred face, but we spent like a month in school together and we talked a bunch and then
That's the weirder feeling is when
like
like you see
magic.
someone and you're like, I know them. I went to school with them. I don't know their name. I don't know what class we had. But like you just kind of know them.
It's crazy. But back to the how we met, Seth.
Yes, 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 yes.
So we were in the book fair. I believe it had to be in the book fair, right?
Yeah. There's
And
books everywhere.
yeah, we started just talking, chatting it up about Percy Jackson and whatnot. And from there, I guess the rest was history because I had known your like part of your family before then for like a while, right? And then it was discovered that you had like come into that family, and then we all started hanging out a little bit,
I think
right?
you knew Emma
Oh
Yeah.
my
to
god.
school.
I don't know why, but I am just hey Seth, we've been friends for 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing that the guilt straps are from Florida. I knew this.
Yeah.
My thing is I'd completely neglected the fact that the Fates are completely local and that they probably went to Jace's school before you turned up.
So I had known part of your family before you had moved here, and that's once that was discovered, it was kind of like, hey, hey, Miss Gilstrap, is Seth there? Can I talk to Seth? And then you guys remember the time when you'd have to call on the house phone?
Yeah, no, no, I
Before-
remember.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah.
And then she'd be like, "Yeah, he's here," blah blah blah, and then we would like make little plans, and then have to get them approved. Dude, we used to
Yeah.
hang out all the time in elementary school, and then like once middle school came around, we hit the ground running together, and then that's cue you two. I
Then
think.
this tall guy with a big nose stepped in. He was like, "Hey, want to be
Hi.
friends?"
Hi,
I wasn't
can
tall
I
at the
come in?
time. Hey,
You were taller than the rest of us.
I don't think so. I think I was actually either average or short for my age. I distinctly remember, because how could I forget? Fucking towered over me. I don't know if that's because
my
she
God.
was tall, and I distinctly over one summer I came back to school and I was like half a foot taller than her, and she was like, "What the hell?" She was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
upset about that. But I thought I was not short for my age, but maybe average. I don't think I was tall until I had a growth spurt. But yeah, I also lived in Florida. It's a theme here. I moved up to Tennessee when I was about 8, and I went to a different elementary school than you two, hence why you two met first. I met a good number of our other friends. I think our friend group does lean towards your elementary school, but a select few did come from mine.
Sure.
And I was there, of course, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. 6th grade rolls around, and I didn't really make friends in elementary school. I was there for 3 years, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. And the only people that I really consistently spoke to didn't like me. And that'd be the twins. But
They still don't like you.
there was no lasting friend group. Every year that went by, I kind of bounced between talking to people. The only people that stayed consistent were the twins. And again, they didn't really like me. Also, they were girls. And at that age, you can't really hang out with girls. Like, you call their
Yeah.
mom and it's like, "Hey, can I talk to..." And she's like, "No." So, that's how that... Stop calling! So, now I call just to talk to... But,
Oh yeah.
if you're watching this, answer my calls. But with them being girls, it was hard to make plans and hang out outside of school, which one last final time I will mention, they didn't want to hang outside of school. They did not like me.
Yeah.
And so middle school rolls around, and I'm really going into it with... I was optimistic because I think one of the big reasons that I couldn't really find friends in elementary school was because everyone already knew each other. everyone had gone to kindergarten and first grade with each other. And by third grade, like, friend groups were solidified. They had all of their roles in their friend group, and they really didn't need anybody else. So I just rolled around and I was like, hey guys. And they had their group. And so I go.
Have you ever stopped to consider that you just suck?
Oh, absolutely. If this is what I'm like now, imagine me when I was 8.
Oh, no.
So I go into middle school optimistic because I know that other elementary schools are going to be coming here. There are going to be friend groups that might need a friend. Because
there's going to be fractured friend groups that
they're going to be
slip into.
Dead on the money. Dead on the money. And that's very interesting because did you all have a third friend or like a larger group before?
No, I think it was pretty much me and Seth.
Y'all just had the roster open and I signed up. So I think that there was a higher power at play here. Not in a religious sense. I don't know why I said that, but there was some force at play because Seth, correct me if I'm wrong, did we have every single period of all 3 years together? At least in 6th grade, we had every single period of every single day together.
Yeah. So, yeah, I could never really get rid of you.
Even if you didn't like me, and I'm saying even as if you didn't, or as if you did. Even if you didn't like me, you couldn't have gotten rid of me. I was always there. And I think that holds true. But in 7th and 8th grade, do you think we started getting split up finally?
Maybe.
I
know we had all of our academic classes together.
We had band.
The whole way through. We had band together.
Oh, yeah. We'd have, like, art. Like, I think art was the only thing. And I think it's because, like, Miss literally requested we not be put in the same room together. That's probably what it is.
We're just bouncing around here. There's no coherent conversation. But Miss class.
The English teacher?
Yeah, hated Halloween.
Yeah.
We sat, like, I'm pretty sure it was... Okay, so I was here, and then I think Jace was to my left, and then Jim was right in front of me.
Oh, no.
And you two would always try to talk to me. Jim, you would turn around and, like, talk to me in the middle of class, or, like, Jace would whisper something to me, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, okay. Because, like, she was right there, and I was just the kid that was... I didn't want to piss her off.
Yeah.
Like,
You were a good kid. You still are. You're, like, a very...
I tried.
You respect...
I tried my best.
No, and I respect that you respect people. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I tried my best, and the thing was, we apparently kept disrupting class. But... Like, you were the two that was talking to me, making the noise.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she moved me to the other side of the class.
Woo!
I would just yell to you. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned that story, Jim used to have no regard for the volume that he was using in the classroom. He used to be like, hey, so are you gonna show me that thing later or what? And everyone it would be like deer time. Do you remember like deer time?
Oh, English and read. No. Deer, no.
Drop
everything. Drop everything and read.
Yeah.
Oh, bravo.
Deer
Jimbo.
time. Oh, man, I haven't thought about that in years.
Me neither.
I love that. I hate
Esperanza
it, but
Rising.
Why would you say that?
I think we're sleeper.
safe?
Hey guys, do you think we're sleeper agents?
Our code word's Esperanza.
Yeah. Is it time I tell this story on a public forum? I've told this to like people I trust, but I've never said it like on a publicly. So my high school transcript, wrong, dead wrong. It helped my GPA, so I didn't say a damn word. But I was put in chemistry. And I was in there for like a week, and during the first week, you're allowed to do schedule changes if you don't like your class. Or if you don't like your class, you have to have a good reason for your schedule change. But I was always able to do it. I never failed to get a schedule change. I was in there for like a week, didn't like it. During that week, I only had one official assignment, and I made a 100 on it. And it was like some bullshit assignment. It had nothing to do with chemistry. Because it was the first week. And then they moved me to astronomy, which I loved. My transcript has a 100, a 4.0 in chemistry, which I took for a week, and it's giving me a full 100% credit for completing the entire course.
Nice.
And before we graduated, like my guidance counselor sat me down and she was like, does this look right? And I looked at it, I saw it, and I was like, yeah, it looks great.
It's good to me.
It boosted my GPA a little
In fact,
bit. So,
you know, looks better than I remember.
so I don't know if I don't think that's bad. Cops aren't going to bust down my door.
No,
Yeah.
you can leave that in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like. Sorry
Can
to
you
say
get your
this,
high school
but
diploma taken away from you?
what are you doing with your high school diploma?
Can you get your high school? No, I don't think it would. Here's the thing. I don't think you'd have your high school diploma taken away because even if I did remove that class from my transcript, I still passed with flying colors. But I do think that if I was currently enrolled in college and that word made its way to like whatever board is in position over there, then I think I might like lose my position at the college because you entered on fraudulent terms.
Nah.
Your admissions, which does weigh your GPA.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah?
Let me ask you a question. How
Yes,
much
sir.
does college cost?
Too much for my blood.
More than they're worried about.
That's facts. That's facts. You're spitting right now.
They're not gonna make you. They're not gonna call you up and be like, "Hey, so I heard you lied about taking chemistry in high school. Turns out we don't want your 10 grand. Go back home."
Facts. That's how it was.
And if they do that, they're not a university worth going to. I promise. My university, they're like scraping money out of my pockets. They're like
Oh my God.
they're sniffing my lint to see if it smells like coins.
Money. Have you guys seen those TikToks of the crabs just getting destroyed and demolished?
No.
Oh my God, it's so funny. It's like so there's this one. It's a crab. And the way the audio goes, it's like it's just it's in the voice of Mr. Krabs just saying money, money, and it's this crab just walking around, and then this monkey comes up from behind it, grabs it from behind so it can't like pinch him, and then like turns it around and takes a bite out of it.
I have
kills
seen
it.
that.
Yeah, it's
I've
like
seen
money,
that.
money. Ah! So, Miss class,
Yeah.
we were having a test, and then, like, I was about done, and I think it was one of you. I'm pretty sure it had to have been one of you.
Yeah, sure.
So, she was at her desk, with her head down, like grading papers or something. She wasn't looking at us, and so one of you looked over at me and you said, "You're like, what's the answer to 14?" And I was like, "What? 14?" Like, what's the answer? And
Yeah.
so I was like, I looked at her and I looked down and I had answered 14 because I knew what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then I flipped my paper over.
Yeah.
I guess I made some noise.
Yeah.
And I wrote this word on it that was like relevant to the question. And then I look up and I'm about to hold it up, but Miss walking towards me and she like reaches out her hand and I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Are you done?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Well, then what are you doing? Why'd you flip your paper over?" And I was like,
To look
I
at
was
the
just taking
back,
notes.
dog. What the hell?
"No, the back was blank. I was writing the answer on it."
I wanted to doodle. Piss off.
No, I'm pretty sure she had said, "Once you're done, flip over your test." Maybe. I don't
Okay,
know.
that makes sense.
Dude, you got sold, dude. Well, oh.
I know. I was like, I'm taking notes. And she said, "Oh, okay." And then she walked away and I was like,
That's a 100% recovery, my friend. That's fantastic. Up B,
Yeah.
get out of there.
Up B. Anywho, you said there's no coherent story, but I think we are professionals at keeping a track
professionals.
going in
"What's
chaos.
the cringiest thing you remember about middle school?"
Epic?
Do you remember
The Epic program?
the website that
Quotive?
Yes, that's the cringiest thing
That
I
was
remember.
bad. Quotive was pretty
That's
bad.
the yeah.
Wait,
We got a
we-
band.
Quotive got banned.
Yeah, at the school they like
Good.
blacklisted it because the Miss the librarian, like when we were using the computers, in the library.
She could see our screens.
She can see all of the screens from her computer.
Yeah.
So she was like, "What's going on?
I don't think
what's going on over here?"
I don't think I understand what was so bad about it, because like I was like looking at quizzes, like what Harry Potter house are you, while our friend group was like reading like Harry Potter
smut.
Fuck me in the ass fiction.
I knew. Yes, that.
Yeah.
That's the part that's cringy.
Yeah.
It was a great creative outlet. Like, you could write your own stories.
Blog
you
posts,
could share it with your
quizzes.
friends. And then
We used to write that fan fiction of our friend group. You remember that?
yeah.
Can you imagine being a librarian at a middle school and then,
Having to look at the screen. Oh my
looking
god,
at
that website still
computer.
exists.
Of course it does.
What site?
Quotive still exists.
Yeah, sure.
Which means that this is the internet, guys. The content still exists, I just have to dig.
Are you trying to find her fan fiction of us?
Yes,
We
I'm
have
trying
to.
to find
That's awesome.
anything from us when we were young.
She might have deleted it. But can you imagine being Miss... You're like, "Oh, what are my students up to?" And then she's like, "Oh, this one's taking a quiz or something. Or this one's doing something else educational." And then she's like, "Let's see. Harry reached down my pants and grabbed me by my..."
Oh my god.
So we had all of our classes together, and that's kind of where we got to be friends, you and I, was we had every class together, and you were into
True.
two things that I was into. More, of course, but the things that got us talking was the fact that you had the Finn shirt. You had multiple Adventure Time shirts, and I was very jealous. It was your Finn shirt, and the fact that one day you were humming Tonight by Hot Shell Ray. And I was like, "Hey, you're humming Tonight by Hot Shell Ray." And you were like, "Yes, I am humming Tonight by Hot Shell Ray. I like the song and I like the band." And I was like, "I like Tonight by Hot Shell Ray. I like that band too. It plays on the radio and I listen to it." Why is that cringy? Hold on.
It's
Everybody
just that-
stop.
It reminds me of something else.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, what did both of you remember?
My cringiest memory of middle school. Jim, do you remember? We had PE together,
Yeah.
and we were sitting... So the choir room, to get there, was in the gym.
Yeah.
That's where the door was.
Yes.
And we were sitting outside the door during PE.
Yeah.
And then we started singing Tonight by Hot Shell Ray outside the choir door.
Were we, one, told to shut up, or two, did we lure him out of his cave to come out and like...
Neither.
Wait, what happened?
But I think we were trying to, like, I don't know. We were like, "Oh, it's choir. Let's show off," and be like, "We're going at it tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight."
Yeah.
You remember that?
No, but what happened?
Okay.
What came of it?
Nothing. That's the thing.
Okay,
Nothing
okay.
happened.
Well, that's fine. I don't consider that cringe because no one witnessed it. Cringe.
Cringe
it's
gotta
it's
happen, though.
Schrodinger's cringe. I think it can only be cringe if it's witnessed.
Yeah, I don't know.
If no one was
bad.
there to see it, it wasn't really cringe.
So, when did we start all hanging out? Was it sixth
English,
grade?
Miss.
We did have our class together.
Yeah, and that's when we started like talking as a
Yeah.
friend group and like
Oh,
sitting
oh,
together during
oh.
groups and stuff.
Because sixth grade had like a whole side of a building, right?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah. It was really. You mentioned that I would always look behind you to talk to you in class. I would,
Yeah.
if I was sat in the front, which happened pretty often because my last name starts with A, and I got put on the front row of seating. I always talk to people. I'm a people person. We mentioned this. I'd turn around and I'd talk to someone. That person was, of all people, another A name. She was like, Miss was like, "You always want to turn behind you and talk. You just want to face the other way and you want to talk to the person behind you. I'm going to sit you in the back of the row. You're going to talk to the wall if you want to talk." So I just didn't have to turn around anymore. She fucking made it easier. I just talked to the person in front of me and I got to face forward.
Nice.
And who sat in front of me? That's how we kind of became friends. And that's how I
I do
started talking
remember
to
that.
her.
Nice, too.
She fucking hated me
Yeah, that's why I remember it.
because she didn't want to get in
Why I
trouble.
remember it.
She didn't want to get in trouble with the teacher. So like I would talk to her and she'd be like, "Shut the f-."
Oh, you remember when we had like the spelling contests?
Yeah.
And
Seth went out on the word spreadsheet because he forgot the R.
That was 7th grade.
It happened.
Spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet.
Oh, that's
I made
so
it further
bad.
than you.
No, that's the thing. I will always admit that. I'm happy to admit that. Yes, I went out before you. I'm worse at the spelling bee than you are.
But you still went out on the word spreadsheet,
I don't
bruh.
know. That's the thing. I don't know what I went out on because it's not funny.
Yeah. Whatever.
We only remember because that's
Well, that's the
funny.
thing. It was like, you never focused on the easy words, so I probably spaced out when I was spelling it.
Yeah, I think
So
you
like
probably
spreadsheet.
dicked through it. I don't think you really thought
Yeah.
about it. You're like, that's such an easy word. Fucking SPEDSHEET.
Yeah.
And I dead ass think the person who was like proctoring and the teacher who was like in the room literally were like, no. I can't find it because we're so old.
Where is Miss K okay?
I think so. I think she's still kicking it.
Where is she? Is she safe?
Is she safe?
I think
I
so.
mean, I would bet she's either in her home or at the hospital. So.
I think no matter where she is.
You guys remember Everlasting?
Oh
Yes!
my gosh.
Yes. So we will simply, Seth. I feel like this is a very difficult one because we don't want to curse explicitly, like
right.
very hard on this show, but at the same time, we've let a couple things slip, and I don't want to cut those bits because they're good. So, do you want to tell the story, Seth, of Everlasting?
Yeah. So we had this student teacher. I forgot her name.
How did you remember that?
I remember a lot of things. Was she
Jim.
fine or was I 12?
I have to. You were 12.
You were 12.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. I cannot believe we're putting that out there. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Miss, if you're out there, answer my calls.
So we read the book Tuck Everlasting. We also watched the movie.
Good book.
And she was doing this lecture on it. Like, she wrote Tuck Everlasting on this, like, you remember those giant, like, notebooks that they would have and they would, like, flip through it on the easel to write notes on. So she wrote Tuck Everlasting at the top to, like, write some notes beneath it. And then she wrote Tuck lowercase, like the T was lowercase. And she was like, oh, no, it's a name, a proper noun, and a title.
We picked on her. She didn't notice herself. We were like, that's a proper noun. It's a book title.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was like, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah.
And then, so she just wrote, so it's a lowercase t, so it's got a line in the middle. So she just put a big bar at the top of it to make it uppercase. But that made it look like an F. So instead of Tuck Everlasting, it said Everlasting.
Yeah, and I remember we had a field day with it. She tried to mark it out by just putting a wavy line.
It took her a
over
second.
it.
She didn't notice
She
right
did
away.
it, and then she looked at us.
Yeah, and we were all laughing. And she said, what?
Because imagine that from her angle. She does it, and then we're like, that's supposed to be an uppercase T. And she was like, fine, you want me to... There. Are you entertained? And we're laughing. And she goes, let's see, it's funny, but you'll see. Okay. Aww. It was very...
Aww.
She ripped the sheet. No, I think she flipped it. I hope she took it home. I hope she took that home.
Tried to mark it out.
Yeah, she did this. She did one of those scribbly things, but
it just made the word worse.
You're just covering like small portions of it. We can still clearly see what it says.
No. We're not laughing at the fact that it's there. We're laughing at the fact that it happened. Like, put it away all you want. I'm laughing for the rest of this period.
All right, what is the because I know we all did this. What was the moment in middle school you knew you peaked? Or Jim, did you want to save that for ABP?
I have two. Oh, should I give one here and then one on the other podcast? Yeah. Okay. Hey, if you want to hear the other story, go to the other one. Okay, so Seth, I'll actually let you pick because you're involved in both.
Okay.
Jace, you were there for one of them, but not the other. And otherwise, I would let you pick. I'd let you both vote. So Seth, there are two times. There's that English teacher from 7th grade. 7th grade? Or 8th grade?
Yeah.
There's the 7th grade English teacher who really liked us.
Yeah.
And then there's the time in the computer lab with the math teacher.
Jace wasn't there for that one?
No, I think that was just us.
No, I didn't have him.
We didn't have him at the time. I think we were still in 7th grade. No, we had to have had him.
Ooh, I was there, I think.
We were updating the computers.
Yes.
You were there? Okay, so stop. Which one of those two should I tell on this show? And then I'll save the other for the other one. One is funny, and then one's like just hard to believe. It's wild.
Do the funny one, and then I'll do the hard to believe one, because that was going to be my thing anyway, right?
Yeah, you can tell that story because it's your story.
Okay.
I have plenty of others I can tell on the other podcast, but we need to tell it because it's so interesting and very weird in retrospect.
Yeah,
I think we knew that it was weird at the time. We just took advantage of it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So this story starts with the fact that we are middle schoolers. We're like 13. And we were all born in either 1999 or 2000. So we grew up in a time where computers are a central point of life. Everyone older than us, older generations, computers were still very new. And we were at a point with like Windows 7, Windows 10. It was getting advanced to a point. There was a cross-hatching of how fast older generations can learn technology and how fast technology was accelerating, and we were at a standstill. They got to a point where it's like, we don't know how to update the computers. So a teacher that I'll name Miss B, because Miss B told us to do it. She was like, I need you three. That's why it was all three of us. That's why Jace was there, because it was that teacher, and of course that teacher picked three of us. So Miss B, and we'll talk about her more in a little bit, she's like, I need you all to go to the downstairs computer lab and update all the computers. They need a software update, and no other adult in this building must know how to do it. Because we're going to send 3 13-year-olds during class time to go do it.
And we all like raised our hands, cracked our fingers. We were like, our time to shine.
I got this. So we're in there alone because this is class time. That teacher who told us to do it is teaching a class right now. So we're in there. We're updating the computers. Things are going smooth. First thing that comes through that door is a coffee mug. He leans in. And he just peeks in because I think you're supposed to. I think when you don't have a class and you're kind of just walking around, you look out for things that aren't the way they're supposed to be. So he just peeks in. And then he does that double take. And there are 3 13-year-olds alone during class time at computers. And his first question is, hey, are y'all supposed to be in here? And we are scared of getting in trouble. We're just like, yeah. I don't remember. Tell me if I'm wrong here. I might be over-exaggerating for the sake of the story. Did we explain which teacher gave us permission and that we did in fact have the permission of a teacher, or did we leave it at, yeah?
I think it was just a yeah.
He said,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then he
pretty
was
sure.
like,
he said, are y'all supposed to be in here? I said, yeah. And I'll never forget this. He went, fight the power. And he walked away. And he left.
Oh my god.
what? How is that even real?
That's all I know.
We were 13.
That is so funny.
I love that man so much. I
Fight
miss
the
him
power.
every day.
That's hilarious.
I miss him every day of my life. Last time I saw him had to be like 4 years ago. We were on opposite sides of the street, and he had like his daughter on his shoulders. He was going into an antique shop. We were downtown. And he just goes,
You didn't see him at camp?
camp? I might have, but we didn't say anything. I don't think
Yeah.
I ever really did get a clear line of sight on him. I knew that his child was there, but I don't think I ever got to see him, which is really rough.
I was there when he signed her in one day.
Ah, that's great.
I was like, what's up, man?
I saw him across the
funny.
street, and he noticed me first. He was like, hey. And I was like, and it had been like, I was out of middle school 3-4 years by then. I was like, hey. And I wish I could say he just went, fight the power, and then walked into the antique shop. He didn't. But, God, they trusted us a lot. And for
Oh, yeah.
what? And for what?
Not a clue.
Why? Why us? What did we do?
Oh,
I really gotta pee.
Dude,
While you're fixing that, I'm gonna go pee real
yeah.
quick.
Love you. Be safe.
Ethernet's plugged back in.
Good.
Hey, Seth's editing this, and he's out of the room. So we can leave a little surprise here for him.
I hope that doesn't end up on the internet.
It might. But it'll be
I
censored.
really
He'll
hope
put
not.
like a sword or something king-like. Maybe on you. He might do it on you. That's the thing. Is that like, hey, for anyone that's seen my other podcast, I don't really care much for what I say or do. I've come to terms with the fact that I've put a lot of content out there. Between TikTok and YouTube and just everything else out there. I've been putting out content for years, and there's a lot of it out there. Hours worth, days worth of content. And that's wild to me to think back and be like, oh, I've put a lot of things out there.
Yeah, we used to do a lot of stuff, which is kind of crazy to think about because looking back on it, we just had all the free time in the world, and now I can't imagine putting forth
That's the
that
weirdest
much.
thing, is that when we were kids, and this is something that I'll say, despite the fact that Seth's not here, I'll go ahead and say it because this is actually natural in conversation. This is a good point you're making. The dream of having a YouTube channel, you, me, and Seth, has always been the dream.
Yeah.
The idea of We Three Kings started in middle school and only came to fruition in late high school in like 2018, despite the fact that we had the idea in like 2013. We made the email. The We Three Kings email existed
in middle school.
in middle school. So, and back then, you're kids, you have all the free time in the world. We never made anything. And then now that we all have super busy schedules, I have a full-time job, you two are in college. Now we're like, oh yeah, let's make like an hour worth of content every 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Seth, if I threw up like a middle finger, do you think that you could like put a sword covering it?
I'm sure I could.
Okay, but
Not
like,
sure if I'm gonna feel up to it.
if I didn't care and I was okay with these, but Jace wanted his covered, could you cover his?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's
He's got
watch
you.
the video.
He's got you. Anywho, clean cut to Jace. You have a story to tell about another. peaked
Same
in middle.
person.
Yeah.
Same person, different peak.
We can call him Miss B.
And this involves all of us again. So did we get pulled aside that one day?
We got above average grades on a quiz.
Yeah, like we were just doing okay. You know, we were just doing okay in this class,
Did we?
right? Like
Did we get a grade that much higher than anyone else?
No, I don't think so.
Actually, didn't we like get 100 the first time?
There is zero way that the only 3 people that got a 100 in that class is us. There's no way. There were other things. The fact that, like, I used to put something on the board every day during break. We'd break and, like, go to the bathroom and have a drink of water, and I would put a different website on the smart board.
Yeah.
There was stuff like that. But, like, I don't know when it started.
Yeah, I don't know when it started, but I know when it came to fruition.
Okay.
And I think we got pulled aside one day, and she was like, listen, tomorrow, big day for you guys. Big day. And we were all like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And she was like, listen here. And she got real close to us, and she was like, I'm bringing in ice cream, Cokes, and potato chips. And of course, we're like, how old are we in this?
We're
You
like
know?
12, 13.
12 or
We're
13.
12 or 13 in a middle school, which is the one place in the whole world where you can't have ice cream or Coke or potato chips, or you get like royally fussed at. And so we're all like, oh my God, she's kidding, right? And so the next day we come to school and we go to this class, and everyone else goes to the computer lab
Yeah, to like make a slideshow,
yeah.
a presentation for something.
to do some stupid middle school crap.
Yeah.
and she's like, you 3, come here. And so we walk over, and she's got ice cream, like the little cups, you know, with the paper
wooden-
peel off lids, and
wooden
everyone
spoon.
loves them. Oh my God. So and she's got ice cream, Cokes, and potato chips, and we're all like, oh my God, this is happening. She was not kidding. Like 13-year-old us was like, whoa.
Say psych right
and
now.
then she goes, yeah. And guess what? And we were all like
There's more?
like the dogs do, and she's like, you can put whatever you want on the smart board, and of course, ding ding ding, we were like, oh my god, the big thing right now that everybody is doing is Happy Wheels.
Happy Wheels. That was prime time. Tobuscus, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, they were all playing Happy Wheels, and
They were all playing Happy Wheels. Oh, we loved it. We loved it.
Here's my thing. Wasn't it blocked on the school computers, but because she had a teacher's computer, we tried it. We were not optimistic, but we were like, okay, let's try, because like this is a teacher's computer we're using.
Yeah, that's the banger.
And it went through.
We walked up and we put in the website. We were like, no way, this is gonna. And not only did it work, we put it on the smart board.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a whole class period. How long did class periods last? Like an hour and a half or like 55 minutes?
You only had... Okay, so think about it like this. You only had 5 a day, right? You had
right.
5
They had to last forever.
What? Do you have 5 class periods and then a lunch? Or did one of your blocks... Was that your lunch?
I don't know. That school only had so much space, and I know I walked to a different room every day. So it had to be like it was definitely above an hour, I feel like.
Yes, I agree.
And then there was one block that was like shorter than the rest, but that's not really important.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were in this room for an hour eating chips, ice cream, drinking Coke, and playing Happy Wheels, just taking turns playing Happy Wheels.
Everyone else is doing like a book presentation with Google Slides.
Yeah, and here we are in this room, this dark room, with no teachers, and we're just having a blast. Just having a blast. And then the man from earlier walks up and he goes, "Supposed to be in here?" And we go, "Fight the power."
He said, "You supposed to be in here?" We said, "Yeah." He said, "Did you just say fuck?" And we said, "Hell yeah, we did."
You just did it too, and if you tell anyone we said it, we'll tell them you said it. And he was like, "Who are they gonna believe? 3 kids or an adult?" God, it was. And here's the thing.
Oh.
Here's the banger.
And it was.
Here's the kicker. It wasn't a one-time thing. That happened like 5 times.
No, yeah, that had to happen more than once. I remember it.
And it got better and better. She was like, "This time, y'all can invite one friend."
Yeah, I know.
This time one
insane.
friend, and instead of the mini bottle Cokes, big bottles.
No, 2 liter. I'm not. You know,
We were like,
she
is
used her
crazy.
personal money for this.
Bro. Yeah.
oh, she loved us, dude. She loved us.
Why? I'm not
that
saying
what
we're
privilege is?
awful people.
Yeah.
I think that's the most privileged I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But it came with a price. I mean, like, socially, we were ostracized.
We got some dirty looks.
She, not a very social person. Not a very people person. Like,
But to our defense, we were clanging out like hundreds in this class. Like everyone else was like, "God, English is so hard." We were just like, "What do you mean?"
yeah, it's because I would turn around and ask Seth the answer to number 14. So yeah, y'all
Weren't you
two.
like the spokesman that she would use whenever she
Yes,
was
that's where I was
angry?
going with the fact that she wasn't a very social person. She would get
Forgot about that.
if people like talked too much, like if the volume in the room went above a hushed whisper during deer time, she would take her smartboard remote, point it at the class, and go mute. Mute. She would say it like that. She'd go mute.
Guess what? It didn't work like that.
And when it wouldn't work, she'd get pissy and refuse to talk to anyone except
you don't think she's gonna
for me.
You don't think she's gonna watch this, do you?
I hope
Absolutely
so. She
not.
was awesome.
But
She
if
was awesome.
if you're watching this, Miss B, answer my calls. But
Oh my gosh.
she would like, she'd look at me. She'd be like, "Hey," I'd go to her desk and she'd be like, "Tell them reading time is over and that they can work on either like taking notes or they can work on another class's assignment right now. And I'd just be like, "Are you for real, dog? You want me to tell them that?"
Well, why don't you tell them that? You're like the
If you don't want to type to them, pull up the smartboard, open up a Word document, and type it. What are you doing? What game are you playing? I'm 12, not you. What's going on? And straight up, I would have to be like, "Hey guys, I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees." And the trees say, "Please finish reading time," and we're going to do notes now. We're going to do popcorn reading.
Oh, I remember that. Seth, what's your peak?
Yeah, tell a cool middle school story. Make us seem cool.
Oh, I know what your peak was. I do know what it was. And you can't deny it either.
Wait.
I've been chasing that high ever since.
Dude, yes. Oh my god, that was such a good time.
Give me a
I
hint.
felt you're a thrill.
Give me a hint.
Graduation.
8th grade graduation.
8th grade graduation.
8th grade graduation.
Right, Jace? Is that what you're thinking of?
I'm thinking of a graduation?
Yeah. I guess we're not thinking of the same thing.
No, we're not on the same page, which is so sad.
What are you talking about, Jason?
Okay, what?
I know.
I was thinking about the dance.
Okay, that might be it.
I know.
Damn.
Tell both. This is our show.
I don't know. I had mixed feelings about that night because a girl stole my hat and my bow tie.
Yeah.
And then she fucking passed out and went to the hospital? What a bitch.
I don't. So I'll start with the dance. The dance is our 8th grade. We had a big dance every year.
A prom.
Yeah, a lot of people called it the prom, but
Yeah.
It's an end of the year. This
Like it's
dance
middle
is at
school.
nighttime instead of after school.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Ugh.
8th grade, big dance. I forgot what the theme was, but who cares?
Probably like night under the...
Yeah.
Wait, the 8th grade dance?
Yeah,
It was like Hawaiian themed.
that was 6th grade.
No. The 8th grade dance. I got like a flower necklace.
It was
6th
like,
grade.
No, the 8th grade was like
I
the
remember
night
'cause
under
I
the
didn't go 6th
stars
grade.
or something.
Then it was probably not under the
So-
stars.
Yeah, big dance. We were in 8th grade. This is going to be our last one, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to let loose.
I
They start
love when
playing.
you let
What
loose.
song did they play?
I don't know. I have no idea, but I just remember the high that you were spreading to everybody.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the same dance where you look like you're fighting off bees?
Yeah.
I haven't
Yes.
seen you do
I
that
was just going crazy.
in like 8 years.
I don't know what got into me, but I was breaking it down. I was going ham.
He was.
I
and
was
it-
all over the place, and then people started circling around me and like cheering me on, and like I don't know, but the energy that I was feeling in that moment was transcended.
Dude, it was like everybody. I'm talking like a crowd, like a sea of these like 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah. And we were just all screaming for him. And he's just like jumping around and pumping those fists. Oh my gosh, dude. I could see, there's only one time I've ever seen you happier than that. And it's when you were in the purple suit dancing to the Reese's Puffs song.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was that. I got a lot of high fives that night and the weeks to follow after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after that I think there were like 2 girls who asked to dance with me, and I was like, I don't really want to. And then I danced away
Yeah.
awkwardly.
Yeah.
They would always like
That was such a weird thing, is that like, do you want to dance? And it's like, no.
they would like their friends would always like drag them over
Yeah.
and be like, hey,
Uh-huh.
she wants to dance with you, can she?
It's like, no.
It almost felt unconsensual.
It
was like-
was, because like you were fucking bullied if you said no.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah.
It was very uncomfortable for everybody involved. Unless, of course, you were the kid who was benefiting from it, and then you were like, all
Yeah.
right, and which
Yeah.
like middle school, you didn't know any better, but obviously there was an uncomfortable party involved.
Yes.
Did y'all know about the time I dated?
No.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we were at a dance, and her friends
I
dragged her
remember.
over, and we're like, dance with her. And I was like, I don't want to, but okay. And I did. And then, because I think at the time I had a crush on me. And I think it was like a well-known one, at least on our bus. We rode the bus together. So we dance, and then I walk away. And then, who also rode our bus, said something to me. And I was like, yeah, we danced. It was cool. I didn't want to, but we danced. And then he went over and talked to her. And then he came back to me, and he was like, y'all are dating now. I said, hey, Jim wants to know if y'all want to date. And she said, yeah, so y'all are dating. That's how it happened, by the way. And
That's awful.
I didn't know what to do, so we dated for a week. And then I was like,
That's terrible.
Yeah.
So I had like those two girls ask me to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asked me to dance.
Yeah.
The friends asked. And then I danced away awkwardly. I was like, I don't want to dance with you. And then kind of did the same thing.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
her?
The girl who
She
took
came
her
over.
hat
She
and
was
bow
like,
tie.
yeah, she asked me to dance,
Yeah.
and I was like, fine. One of the real like main reasons I said yes. Also, I guess I did have a type. She was emo, and it was like,
Dog, that's still my type.
emo girls are the rich.
She was emo. She was.
Yeah.
She wasn't
Oh my
Of
God.
all
emo.
the things
she
that
was
have
like,
changed, that hasn't.
right? Like, you see an emo goth girl, and you're like,
You're like, damn. In middle school, the emo girls are the freaky ones.
yeah. And I was like, I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I still didn't want to. Yeah, and then she was like, hey, can I wear your hat? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then,
Trying to
hey,
play it
can I wear your
cool?
bow tie? I was like, all right. Oh, no, wait. Actually, I don't know if she wore my hat. She wore my bow tie.
Definitely your bow tie. I don't know about hat, but
Definitely
definitely
my bow tie.
Bow tie.
And then I was outside, and then her friends came running to me, and she was like, Seth, you fainted.
Cool!
Okay.
did you get my bow tie?
An ambulance came.
Yeah, and they were like, come quick. And I was like,
What do you want me
Okay.
to do? I'm
Yeah, and I
12. I'm
came
not
over.
trained in CPR.
yeah. And, they were like trying to fan her while she was like on the ground. And I was like, I mean, are you okay? Like, I'm not a professional here. And then one of them was like, here, give me your hat and I'll fan her with it. And I was like,
I
couldn't say
I
no.
could fan her with my hat.
Yeah.
Here, give me your wallet. I'm gonna fan her with it.
I don't know. And they were doing that. And then she put my hat on after she got better.
She didn't get better. She was driven away in an ambulance.
I don't think she was.
She-
Was she?
I don't know.
I'm 89% sure.
That's pretty solid. That's.
I was
I'm pretty
pretty
solid on that fact.
I was probably focused on my hat and my bow tie.
Yeah.
You might be right, because I think I remember being like, shit, I didn't get my hat.
Anyway,
I really like that hat.
What's your second peak?
Oh, I think you were right. The dance was probably it, but I just didn't think of it. What I was thinking of when I had the highest GPA in 8th grade when
Nice.
we finished, and I was like, my ego was never higher.
Esteemed graduate.
Yeah, I was like, oh yes, Bluff City Middle School, 8th grade, highest GPA. I'll take it.
I got like a great, like a achievement, like a reward from Mr. for like memorizing the Constitution or the Bill of Rights or something.
Yeah.
And I did not. I think I memorized the Bill of Rights, and I think I memorized like the preamble. And then there was like, oh yeah, but you get this reward at 8th grade graduation if you like memorize the either Declaration of Independence. The Constitution's huge, so I think it's the Deck of Independence. Happy 4th, everybody.
Yeah.
The Declaration of Independence. If you memorize that and you can read it to me without looking at it, you get like a huge reward, because even the declaration's pretty huge, pretty big. It's like 5 paragraphs,
Yeah.
6 paragraphs, and
Yeah,
they were wordy
it's pretty
back
hefty.
in Yield. I did not, but I got that reward. They called my name, and I was like, "Oh, deadass," and I just walked up there, and I was like, "Oh, for real?"
You guys remember the Over Mountain Men projects we did?
Yeah,
So I did the essay
yeah.
for it. You could like make a model. You could
Diorama. You could do a poster.
draw something. maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Draw a poster or do the essay. And I was like, I don't feel like making a diorama. It was the night before, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't have time to make a diorama. I don't feel like making a poster. So I just did the essay. And then I ended up winning first place in the essay category for the project
I
contest.
think it's because no one else wanted to do an essay, so they all made like a shitty diorama or like bad
There was
pictures.
a few people.
Yeah.
There's a few people that did it.
Mm-hmm.
I got first place, and I got a very good grade on it. And I plagiarized the whole thing. Yeah.
Are
got,
you
like,
straight up right now?
$30. Yeah, they gave me like $30 worth of gift cards.
Yep.
Um,
That's a win. In my
That's a
book.
win.
Yeah.
That's a big dub.
I copied and pasted, and I changed a few words here and there, little hacker man style.
Why do you think that school shut down? Where do you think
Probably
they went
for
wrong?
that reason.
Trusting us? Do you think we were the beginning of the end for that school?
We
Us three.
were the harbingers of destruction?
We were the 3 horsemen, really.
The 3 horsemen.
Yeah.
I don't think we could talk about high school without talking about the fever dream of the 8th grade. Without talking about the Saturday night fever dream that was the 8th grade finale.
That was good. That was I was like, why are you repeating yourself? Good addition.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The middle school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So-
we can do that.
Let's use that as the wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay. Wrap up real quick. Every year there was a talent show at our middle school.
Star
called it
Search.
Star Search.
Star Search.
I'm surprised. I was never in it once.
I don't know how many. Yeah, I thought about it a couple years, but I don't know. I don't know how many stars we found within that search,
Probably a few.
but they had it at the end of the year every year. Sometimes not the middle schoolers, the elementary schoolers would take a field trip and come watch it, and then immediately after the Star Search, there would be what was called the 8th grade finale.
Mm-hmm.
And for the few weeks leading up to that, everyone in the 8th grade that had good enough grades, I think there was a threshold, and that was willing to do it, they choreographed large dances for all of us to do in the gym, on the gym floor, and a stage, to a certain theme of songs. And our theme was the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And what the hell was that? Like,
Oh, dude.
whose idea was that?
It was a blast is what it was.
That's
I
the
don't know
thing.
about you, but I think if we're talking about peaks in this, we all kind of peaked right there, baby. We were all having a good time.
No, not me. You know what really pissed me off?
What?
They never. So, okay, for everyone watching, for each song, they would like rotate the like people that were on the stage for
Yeah.
the song.
Yeah.
Some people got to do it more than once.
Yeah, they were
I
like
think you did, Jim.
featured.
Wait, Jace, were you on stage?
Yeah. Yeah, if you
I
were...
was never on stage. They never put me on stage
No. Oh.
for any song.
Oh, no.
I was like, what the
That's
I was
crazy.
on
I
stage.
swear, I was trying so hard when they were picking people to be on stage, and they were like, "All right, dance, and we'll pick people out."
And Seth, you were a really good dancer.
I was shaking my ass as hard as I could, and they didn't do anything about it.
Oh, dude, you were out there. I remember because I think I was standing beside you, and I think I was taking
think you
like
were.
my moves from you. I think I was taking my moves from you, and I don't know. I got put on the stage for a song. Are you sure you weren't in there?
I am certain.
No, but yeah, I don't know why they did it, but you made the Saturday Night Fever joke. There's like a scene in that where John Travolta's in a white disco suit and he's like strutting his stuff. And one of the songs, I think, was it "Get Down Tonight"? I started in the
thought it
back
was
of the
Staying
auditorium.
Alive.
I was Staying Alive. It was Staying Alive. In the
Is the movie's called Saturday Night Fever?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Saturday Night Fever.
yeah, you got it.
Okay. Yeah.
I started in the back of the auditorium. I was in a white disco suit, and I strut to the front, hop on stage, and do the song from there. I don't know why. I don't know how that happened. I don't know why she was like, "You're a tall kid. My husband's pretty big. Let me see if his old disco suit, which he still has from the 70s, will fit you." And it didn't, but I wore it. You all had to like pin me into it in Miss M's room. And then we wrote Miss M is the bomb.com, not a bomb threat.
I remember that.
Yeah. We were
What a good time.
Wild kids.
What a good time. But the whole finale situation, let's get back to that.
Yeah.
Because there were kids out there who, obviously, if you're just a regular kid, you don't have dance skills, you know, and they just put people out there. And it was a really, every Jim, Bob, and Jill was out there just doing whatever. And a lot of people didn't even know the right steps. So it was kind of ridiculous. But I think that's why she had such an eye on like putting people on stage and like just to distract from the garbage that was happening off of stage.
There was
You're still pissed, huh?
I'm very pissed.
There are the people who
I deserved it.
wanted to get out of class, so they came, but they didn't enjoy themselves. They didn't want to be perceived, which none of us do, but they didn't want to be looked at by anyone. They didn't want to dance in front of people, but it was literally better than doing a book report, so they did it anyway. But like, if you want to talk about peaking, none of us, but Nick during Macho Man had,
oh my God,
had every student in that auditorium, the parent standing of it, just they went ham for it.
They
ate it up.
Nuts. He was going nuts.
He killed it.
He killed it.
What a time to be alive.
And I don't know if he looks back on that fondly. I haven't spoken to the guy in years. I went to college with him for a semester, less a week. But during that time, I'd catch him a few times. He was just sitting under a tree. I don't know if he ever even goes to class, but like I know he's passing. And he's the guy that could do that.
Tree?
He's sitting under a tree and passing his classes is what he's doing. That's all he has to do. What a man.
Should we say what songs we did?
I don't think it's interesting.
All right.
Unless, like, one of the songs...
Except It's Raining Men. It was a little sexual to be having...
I remember it was awesome.
Children dance to.
Yeah, that's a little frisky of a song.
It's Raining Men. Macho Man was cool. I don't know.
Macho Man was fun.
Macho Man, I don't think
because there was a girls, a guys,
song.
and then a group song, right?
There were like 3 group songs.
Were there?
Yeah.
I think there are 3 group songs, a guy song and a girl song. Guys was Macho Man, girls was Get Down to No, It's Raining Men.
Girls was
There was Get Down Tonight, there was Stayin' Alive, and there was another one. Okay, there might be 4. There might be 4 songs, not 5.
There could be.
Who's to say? I have it on DVD.
Who's to say?
To be fair.
Do y'all still have the 8th grade finale on DVD?
Probably somewhere, but don't say that because then people
What, you don't want the footage for the show?
Dude, I want the footage.
Well, you're not getting it this episode. You're not getting it because Seth has to edit this in 2 days. So I say we stop now because
100 likes on this episode within a month.
We'll drink 4 gallons of peanut butter each.
Hot sauce, the hottest one.
And then I'll post the 8th grade finale.
Just like we used to do, guys, God. Right? The hot sauce.
Yeah, the hot sauce. The hot sauce. We were doing videos with hot sauce. That's all we were doing.
Did we go back to 287 subscribers? Because we're at 293 now. People are actually subscribing again.
No way.
Deadass, we're at 293.
Wait. From the one announcement video.
Let's hit 300.
Road to
Let's
300.
Hit 300. 300. Let's go.
All right. Well.
But
yeah, I think that's
a good place to stop.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap up.
Always enjoying talking to you two.
I'm glad we're talking again because when we're all off doing our own, it kind of just
kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Professionally, I do hate you guys, but no,
absolutely.
like y'all are my friends, y'all are my brothers. I love hanging out with you guys, but like stuff like this, like trying to like keep this together, y'all are
like don't talk to me.
Y'all are awful. But no, straight up, I'm glad we're making content again. Feels good.
No, it's good.
It
Good.
does feel good.
Well, I believe that's gonna wrap it up. So
Enjoy your 4th of July. Brother. And if you're watching this on a day that isn't the day before 4th of July when we post it, first off, what are you doing? Watch our videos when we post them. Drop everything else.
Yeah,
Drop everything and watch.
Diao time. Diao time. Drop everything and watch.
Drop everything and watch We Three Kings.
Also,
yeah.
Drop everything and subscribe to our social medias.
Oh yeah,
Go follow us on Instagram, Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Those will all be in the
YouTube.
bio.
Yeah.
Description.
In the bio?
I called it the bio, but it's
bio?
it's the description. It'll be in the description.
That's okay.
Other than that, if you're still watching now, answer my calls.
We love you guys.
We love you guys. We really do.
All right. Well, see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks, everybody.
See you in 2 weeks. What do we do? What's our outro?
Just bye. And then we'll
think
probably
that's a
play
wrap.
the intro again.
See you.
Oh.